Hi everyone, welcome back to Skills for Chasers. In this video today, we are going to do a practice session where we will be working on a bank data and creating a report. So if you all take a look on this screen of mine, you will see we have a CSV file where we have the data of a bank which belongs to a UK province. So the kind of data that we have in this, we have customer ID, the name of the customer, surname, gender, what is the age of the customer, from which region of UK that customer is, what type of job that customer is doing, and what type of account he has opened with that bank, when did he join the bank, and how much balance that customer is maintaining. The idea of creating this report, see, first of all, whenever you work on any Power BI report related activity, you have to first of all set up and understand the objective. So whenever we create any report, we have to ensure that the report that is getting created should do a value add for the business and helps them to do a informed decision making. In this particular case, we would like to understand the complete customers demographics. We would like to understand from which region of UK the customers are more, what type of accounts the customers are maintaining. So whether the bank has more customers maintaining high balance or the customers more customers maintaining low balance. What is the spectrum of age when it comes to the customers that the bank is having? The idea is the report that gets finally created should help the bank to understand, say, for example, if they find that more customers are of young age. So they should come with new offers and policies which can help gain more senior customers or middle-aged customers. Likewise, if they see they have more customers maintaining low balance, so they can come up with new offers, for example, credit cards, loans, etc. Or if they have more customers maintaining high balance, probably they can think of coming up with some new investment policies to help the bank to grow its customer base as well as increase its revenues and profits. So let's get started, jump onto the Power BI and start developing the charts right over here. So I'm going to launch my Power BI desktop. The first task over here is I'm going to click on get data since the file is in a text file. So I'll click on that and I'll pick that file over here. So as the data gets loaded over here, you will notice the data is not coming in a good structure over here. As you would have noticed in the CSV file itself, the data was not starting from the first row, right? So there was some other information, there was some blank rows, due to which when the data got loaded in the Power BI, we can see the same issue happening over here as well. So the first step is we'll have to go into transform data and we'll have to clean this data up. So once I come here, I can see there are a couple of blank rows and I can also identify that with this black dot that I see over here. So for doing that, I am going to say remove blank rows. So that helps me remove the blank rows over here. The benefit of that is, so if there would be any other blank row in the later part of the data as well, that will be taken care of. I can still see there is one row, which is just a small heading, which is saying bank data file. So I'm going to say remove top row. And we have to just remove one row from here and we can click on OK. Now I can see my headers needs to be sorted. So for that, I'm going to click on use first row as header. And now I can see my data is in a well-structured shape. We will click on close and apply. So our data is loaded. And if I go back into my data view, I will be able to have a quick glance to understand if the data is properly cleaned or not. So here we can see the headers are definitely coming in place and all the data is sorted. So there we are. Let's go back to the report view and start creating some interesting insights. The first chart I would like to create over here is that would be a map. So if I click on map, I would like to understand from which region of UK the customers are more and from where the customers are less. So I go into my bank data. We'll pick the field of region, drag it on the location. Then we scroll down, there's an option of bubble size, and I'm going to drag my customer ID. So that will give me the count of customer ID, which will define the size of the bubbles. So if I see over here, bigger the bubble, higher the number of customers. So I can see from England, from Scotland. So we have more number of customers. When it comes to Wales or Northern Ireland, the number of customers are less. So right now I'll not do a formatting. So we will do the quick formatting in the last, where we will use the concept of themes to bring this entire report in a nice looking format. The next chart I would like to create over here is a donut chart. So if I bring this donut chart over here, I would like to understand whether we have more of male customers or female customers. So we can drag gender in the legend. And again, customer ID comes in the values. So when this chart is created, I can go into the formatting. See, as a best practice, we should always keep the legends in the bottom center. So I'll go in the legend, place it in the bottom center. So if you see in this donut chart right now, we have a white space. So don't you think we can put an overall customer count over here to make this, or maybe I will say to utilize this white space? So for that very thing, what we can do is we can pick up a card visual. So this is where you have a card, and I can drag customer ID to it. So here we get count of customers. If I go to the formatting, I'll turn off the category label so that count of customer ID is not visible. And this number is too big as of now. Let's reduce the size to around 20. We can make it bold. And I'll just reduce the size to fit it inside this donut chart. So there you see my white space is getting utilized, not getting wasted. The third chart I would like to add in over here is that will be a column chart where I would like to understand from which age we have more customers. And before doing that, let me just increase the page width. So I'll go to the formatting, canvas settings, change it to custom. See, when no chart is selected, that's where you get the formatting options of a page. So if I click on custom, let me increase the width to roughly 1350. So there we get a decent space now. We'll do this. Now what I do, if I go in this chart, I'm going to bring age on the x-axis and count of customer ID on the y-axis. So here we can see the chart is created where I can see that age-wise the number of customers are given. And by looking at this chart, I can see when it comes to age distribution, middle-aged customers are the highest. And as the age is increasing, number of customers are less. And the similar is the case for the younger customers. So there's a lot of scope for the bank in order to penetrate into the market to gain more young as well as senior customers. But don't you think this chart right now looks too lengthy? There are too many bars. And definitely the bank is not going to say we have more customers of 20 years and less customers of 21 years. Let's have a different policy for them. So if I group this data up, so if you right click on age, you will see there is an option of new group that comes up. If I click on new group, this is where I will define a bin size. See, in this bin size, what happens is if I define the bin size as 5. So what Power BI will do, it is going to create the groups where I will see the customers in the age of 15 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 29. So there will be the widths that will be created of the size 5. So if I put that bin size as 5, you can choose that as per your requirement, depending upon the data, what is the bin size you would like to keep. So I will keep that as 5 for now. And I can see in this data, so Power BI also shows you what is the minimum value and what is the maximum value. And according to that, your bins will be created. So when you click on this, so I turn upon OK. And here we can see the age group as a age bins as a new field is added over here. So I will simply remove age and I will bring age bins. So everyone, when this bins are created, definitely the chart is column, but in terms of visualization terminology, this is basically a histogram. A histogram is something which we use to showcase a frequency distribution over the continuous data. Age over here is a continuous data, so we can have the people in the age as 15.1, 15.2, 15.3. So all the people within the age of 15 to 19, they are coming in one bar. But something to notice over here is, if you will notice the values over here, they are all the starting points. See, they are starting points. They will not, Power BI will not show you the complete range over here. And how do you differentiate a normal column chart with a histogram? So in a histogram, these bars are connected to each other. We don't keep a lot of space between them. So how do I modify it to a histogram? I will have to go into the format your visual. First of all, on the x-axis, I will have to change its type from continuous to categorical so that I can see all the values. But once I do that, you will see the sorting of the chart has got changed. Now it is getting sorted by age. So I mean, it's not getting sorted by age, it is getting sorted by the count of customers, which will actually, defeat the purpose of this chart. So we have to make sure that this is sorted by age bins. And then if you scroll down in the formatting itself, you will see the option of columns. And in the columns, you have to work on the spacing. So what I'll do is I will have to reduce the spacing. So I'll come, reduce the space. And right now also this age bins are still, in the descending order. Let me sort it in the ascending order, so it will look much better. See, so 15 to 20, 15 to 19, 20 to 24, like that. So I can see the age distribution is in the ascending order. So I can easily identify that as the age is increasing, how the number of customers are varying over here. In fact, we can further reduce the space. Let's keep the space around 3. There it is. So if you see now, this is your histogram, and this is how finally the chart looks like. So any visualization expert, right, they will, by looking at the chart, they will be able to understand that this is not a column chart, this is a histogram. Moving forward, let's come up. And now the next chart that I would like to create is, I would like to see similar thing that we have done in the age analysis. I would like to see the balance distribution, whether we have more customers maintaining high balance or more customers maintaining low balance. So I'll add this column chart. I'm going to bring my field of balance on the x-axis, customer ID on the y-axis. So this is what we get. We get a chart over here where we can see for each balance how many customers are there. Now see, definitely balance is going to be white, correct? So age we know is something which is going to be between 15 to 90, 95, 100. But balance is something a person can have $100 and the person can have $1 million. So this range can be very, very wide. And as it can be clearly seen from the chart, for most of the balances, we have just one customer. There is only one typical balance for which we have 3 customers, I can see from the count. And for this balance, there are 2 customers. So we'll follow the same process which we did on the age. I'm going to right click on the balance and I will say new group. And we will define the bins over here. So interestingly, Power BI is also suggesting you a bin size, which is 5733. Let's keep it as 5,000 and click OK. So again, we will get a new field getting created, which is balance bins. So I'll remove the balance and I will bring balance bins instead. And here we see, I can see, so this is 0 to 5,000, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, likewise. So it's quite evident from this chart, as the balance is increasing, the number of customers are decreasing. So bank has a lot of opportunity to come up with new loan, credit card offers, so that they can earn the money by selling the cards, or maybe by earning the interest on the loans, etc., etc. So this is what this chart tells us. So I'll go into the formatting, and I'm going to change the x-axis again back to categorical, which will change the distribution. So I will sort it by balance bins, and that too in the ascending order. So we'll come down, and over here in the columns, I am going to work on the spacing, and let's reduce it to back around 3. So this chart should come, these bars should come together, and there we are. So there are too many bars, so we can keep this width a little bit bigger. The next chart that I would like to add over here is I would like to see how the customers are maintaining the balance based on the type of job that they're doing. So for that very thing, I can bring a tree map. In this tree map, I'm going to add job classification, and I will add customer ID in the values. And here we can see most of the customers are doing a white collar job, then blue collar, and then others. If I go to the formatting of this visual, let's turn the data labels on, so I can see the numbers as well over here on this. So here we see this chart is sorted. So with these, 5 charts that we have added, definitely the bank can utilize this to generate a lot of insights from here. As a next part, we should be adding a proper title to this. So I'll click on the text box, and we can call it as executive summary. In the text box, let's make it big. Let's make the title as bold. We can increase the font size, center aligned. I'll keep it over here. Now we can see this title has been placed. We'll go to the view option, and if I come over here, we can choose some nice interesting themes from here. Maybe I'll choose this dark theme to provide an overall look and feel to this report. So there it goes. See, with just one click, I'm able to apply a proper look and feel to this report. And in fact, if I want, I can go and customize this theme right now. I'll click on customize current theme, and I would like to put my visuals, or I'll go in the text and titles. Let's make them as Arial black. That will be a little, bold size, and we can keep the size a little big, make it 13 or 14, and we can click on apply. So there we can see now the titles are more nicely visible. And definitely we can play with the titles as well. Like right now the titles are coming as count of customer ID by region. So if I go and select the first chart over here, I'll click on general title, and I can keep it as regional analysis. So I will have to change the title for this. This could be job classification analysis. This could be age analysis. Here we have a gender analysis, so making appropriate titles for all the charts. And this is balance analysis. So there you see, your report is ready. And if you want to give some filter capabilities as well, I can just add one slicer over here. So if I click on slicer, make sure no chart is selected. And let me add account type to this. And let's keep it, format it. Let's keep it in the tile style. So current or saving. So we will keep this filter to the top. So this is where I can see account type has been added. And for this, if I go over here, let's go to the formatting of the slicer. In the slicer header, let's call it as choose account type. We can keep it a little bigger in size. Okay, so this is how this has been now created. So definitely there can be other endless, formatting that could be done to make this report look better. And definitely, if you would like to build it up and you would like to share those reports with us, you can share those after you build that report. You can share those reports on LinkedIn, tag it to us, and definitely we'll reach back to you and we will share our suggestions and thoughts on that also. So this is what we have for this particular report. We will save this up. And this is bank executive summary. So that's all, everyone, for this session. I hope you all would have enjoyed it and do practice. And if you have any questions, please do leave them in our comment box. We'll be happy to answer them as well. Thank you, everyone.